Live from the broadcast center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL9 News at 4.
Today's number of new cases is the lowest number of new cases we've reported since March 26th, and that's a good thing.
Now at 4, signs of hope locally and statewide in the fight against COVID-19. Hello everyone, I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Sharon Tay. This is KCAL9 News at 4, and we're streaming on CBSN Los Angeles. Here are some of the top coronavirus headlines today in Southern California. Governor Newsom says he'll reveal an outline of plans tomorrow at noon about how California will start to reopen.
Meantime, an LA County deputy who contracted the virus is now on a respirator.
LA Unified School District Superintendent Austin Buettner laid out plans for the rest of the year. Both graduation ceremonies and summer classes will be virtual for the foreseeable future.
And months after it closed, St. Vincent's Medical Center in the Westlake District is open once again as a COVID-19 surge facility.
Governor Newsom today announced an agreement with the governors of Oregon and Washington on plans to reopen the state's economies.
We began a process of establishing more formally what it would look like and how we could begin the process of the kind of incremental release of the stay-at-home orders that advanced the fundamental principle of keeping people healthy, keeping people safe, using science to guide our decision-making and not political pressure.
Well, as we said, Governor Newsom plans to reveal his plan on easing those restrictions tomorrow. He is working with the other governors on the best and the safest way to implement this. The governor stresses that our actions are helping to, quote, bend the curve. Californians should not let up on keeping their social distancing and other practices. Earlier today, governors from 6 East Coast states announced they're also working on the timing for reopening the region. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says a final plan should be released within weeks.
Wow,
well, it's the news many parents don't want to hear. LA school superintendents say that campus will be shut down for the rest of the school year and into summer. KCAL9's Rachel Kim talked to a mom who's not happy about the plans.
The remainder of the school year will be completed in the current remote fashion, and we will hold summer school in a similar manner.
LAUSD Superintendent Austin Buettner announced today that until state and local health authorities say it's safe to reopen schools as they try to flatten the curve of coronavirus, the district will continue to conduct classes online for the rest of the school year and through the summer.
To extend it throughout the summer, I think that's going to be too much.
This was not welcome news to LAUSD mom Mayela Quinteros. Her 14-year-old son Pablo is a 9th grader at Sotomayor Arts and Sciences Magnet School in Cypress Park. She says Pablo is doing the best he can with his assignments online, but he's having a difficult time getting timely help from some teachers.
And that's one of the biggest challenges, that if you're stuck with the question, these teachers, only one of them is in touch with him via Zoom, I think it is. The other teachers, I haven't heard him saying that they're emailing him.
Quintero says learning remotely has been challenging for Pablo and for her. She's a single mom and tries to help answer his questions when she comes home from work.
I get home tired too, you know. So just wait until I get home and we'll work on it on the weekend.
Quinteros knows she can't replace her son's teachers and fears Pablo is falling behind. She understands the decision to keep campuses closed, but doesn't understand this.
How they're going to get tested later on, what they learned throughout all this, 2 months, 3 months.
Superintendent Buettner said today the district will not issue any failing grades for the spring semester so that students who may not have access to technology or may have problems at home are not penalized. Buettner says the district continues to work with Amazon to improve online connections for the 500,000 students using the software all at once.
The goal is to make sure we've got great practice in every virtual classroom and engage students and families.
The district is handling pretty good. It's a lot of work for everybody.
Rachel Kim, KCAL9 News.
Well, take a look at the outbreak across Southern California. LA County reported just 239 new cases today, its lowest single-day total in over 2 weeks. And Orange County had only 9 new cases. But in Riverside, there was another spike in cases, plus 9 new deaths, bringing the total there to 50. A day after recording the largest single-day death toll from coronavirus, some encouraging numbers from LA County health officials.
But they stress we should not let up on what we're doing to slow the spread. Here's KCAL9's Dave Lopez.
In the battle against this virus, where numbers are crucial, For the first time in 18 days, the number were this low, 239 new cases.
I want to note that today's number of new cases is the lowest number of new cases we've reported since March 26th, and that's a good thing.
But she cautioned that the number of new cases on a Monday are usually low because of fewer tests done over the weekend. So don't let your guard down, she warned.
We have to go through our days every day imagining that either we could infect somebody else or somebody else could infect us. Because in the absence of having as much testing as we would all like, and with the knowledge that asymptomatic people may be able to transmit, we don't know exactly who's positive at any given moment in time.
That's why she stressed again the importance of the self-quarantine or isolation.
Please tell all your close contacts that you had for 48 hours before you had any symptoms. Don't allow any visitors into any part of your home. Don't handle pets. Don't provide child care. And don't care for other people, other members of a household.
And she explained why the mortality rate from this virus in the county is at 3.4%.
It's because people are sick and they've been sick for a while. So we are going to have a little bit of lag in terms of what mortality is doing, what deaths are doing.
And the ratio breakdown on the 320 who have died because of this virus?
14% of the people who died were African American, 18% were Asian, 33% were Latinx, 33% are white, and 2% identified as with another race or ethnicity.
And her thoughts about talks on the federal level that May 1st could see some easing of restrictions.
I think everyone knows that reopening is going to be staggered, and we're going to make sure that what we don't do is act with some haste.
So proceed with caution, the orders in this battle. From downtown Los Angeles, Dave Lopez, KCAL9 News.
In the meantime, the United States' top infectious disease specialist is walking back a controversial comment he made yesterday.
That's right. On CNN, Dr. Anthony Fauci said that more lives could have been saved had social distancing been implemented earlier, and that there was a lot of resistance to shutting things down. Then President Trump retweeted a post using the hashtag #FireFauci. During a news conference with President Trump just moments ago, Fauci explained what he meant.
You said there was pushback.
Yeah.
Where did that pushback come from?
No, it wasn't. And that was the wrong choice of words. You know what it was? When people discuss, not necessarily in front of the president, when people discuss, they say, well, you know, this is going to have maybe a harmful effect on this or on that. So it was a poor choice of words. There wasn't anybody saying, no, you shouldn't do that.
Fauci said President Trump listened to all his advice and recommendations. Well, things got a bit testy at that news conference went on when the president was questioned about the response to coronavirus.
There was not a single case of the coronavirus in the United States. So on January 17th, there wasn't a case, and the fake news is saying, oh, he didn't act fast enough. Well, when I did act, I was criticized by Nancy Pelosi, by Sleepy Joe Biden. I was criticized by everybody. In fact, I was called xenophobic.
Well, the president went on to say his administration has been working very well with state governments.
The Navy says a sailor who tested positive for COVID-19 aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt has died. Nearly 600 sailors on the Roosevelt have tested positive. The aircraft carrier's Captain Brett Crozier was dismissed after a leaked memo called for the ship to be evacuated to protect the health of its sailors.
A grim milestone in New York. The death toll from coronavirus there has topped 10,000. Governor Andrew Cuomo says hospitals are still seeing 2,000 patients per day. Yesterday, the death toll was under 700 for the first time in a week at 671 deaths. And nationwide, there are now more than 572,000 cases, with more than 23,000 deaths.
Well, campaign news now. Bernie Sanders is officially endorsing Joe Biden for president. The two former rivals made a joint online appearance this morning. Sanders says he's asking all Americans to come together to support Biden as well, which he says he also supports. Well, a lot of the parks and hiking trails that were closed Easter Sunday to keep people safe are back open today.
But some of them have few restrictions. Get this, walkers and runners returned to popular spots such as the Silver Lake Reservoir, but they were met with signs telling them to go in a counterclockwise direction and to wear masks and to keep their distance. That follows several complaints that people were still too close to each other.
When the sun is out, It gets really crowded. Sometimes there are bikers on this path, and you know, when everyone's out, when families are out, it's really hard to social distance.
I feel like it's been like a month now, and it's like time for people to take it serious, because if not, then we're gonna get stuck in our houses forever.
Yeah. Although the parks are back open, sports fields and equipment are still off limits.
All right, let's go to Amber checking our forecast. Boy, it was so good to feel the sun today, even though it was out for a very short time. Our state is helping those in foster care and their families during the coronavirus pandemic.
What Governor Newsom announced today.
And you've probably seen them, these Disney videos with COVID-19 theme songs, where the local man behind them got his inspiration. That's coming up.
And if you see news happening, share your photos and videos with us on social media. Make sure to use the hashtag CBSLA.
And if you haven't done it yet, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We are CBSLA.
You can watch CBSN Los Angeles 24/7. It's easy to find us, and it's free.
Governor Gavin Newsom has announced new efforts to help California foster youth and their families. It includes funding for more social worker visits and money for laptops and cell phones to keep foster kids learning and connected. We spoke to a local foster care expert about the challenges involved.
Everything that all of our kids are going through is really an additional burden for a young person who's not with their parents.
Letting our foster kids know they're not alone, that you matter, and we care, and as a community, we have a responsibility to do more and do better on your behalf.
The governor also highlighted his personal connection growing up in a home with foster siblings. Well, technology is bringing families together in unexpected ways.
An Ohio family has a new member after a judge held a virtual adoption ceremony. Erin Rose Gambrell was born in August, thousands of miles away in Arizona. Her new parents, Megan and Matt, had adopted Erin's older sister, Allie, on Good Friday about a year ago. So they were thankful to discover they could meet with a judge over video conferencing software and make Erin's adoption official.
Thought it was a good idea since everybody would still be able to see each other, and we didn't want to put off a happy occasion.
Adoption granted.
Wow.
Congratulations.
That's sweet. The judge says the pandemic is creating an adoption backlog that some courts may need months or even years to clear, so he's happy to help make this family whole. Isn't that great news? Well, everyone handles social distancing differently.
So how would your favorite Disney characters pass the time? Well, a Canoga Park man decided to single-handedly answer that question in song, of course.
No one stops spreading COVID-19 like Gaston. I'm especially good at self-isolating.
Well, it's good to see Gaston saying staying indoors and not outside expectorating. Actor-comedian Kurt Tossie saw a meme online saying no one cleans like Gaston. He says it made him wonder what else the Beauty and the Beast villain would do under quarantine. Then he expanded that to other Disney characters like Aladdin there, and it opened up a whole new world. He made a video that's gotten over 1 million views, and he told us on CBS 2 this morning the response was stunning.
Not by any means did I ever think it would scale to the size that it has. It has completely blown my mind. The response that I've received from it is so amazing. It's so cool.
Well, he's got a lot of time on his hands, right? Tossie also performs with a group called Smile Squad. It has more than 500,000 subscribers on YouTube.
I love his energy. He's so positive, isn't he?
Indeed.
So
Well, a new coronavirus drive-through testing site is now open. What you need to know before you go.
Plus, LA opens another surge hospital to deal with a growing number of COVID-19 cases. We'll have details next.
And 2 of LA's animal shelters are now closed. The reason ahead and where you can still adopt a new pet.
Live from the Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL9 News at 4.
Now at 4:30, a look at some of the coronavirus headlines here and around the world.
The White House says President Trump won't fire Dr. Anthony Fauci over coronavirus comments. During today's National Task Force briefing, Dr. Fauci addressed the media about what he meant, saying he was asked about a hypothetical scenario.
The first death is reported today in Wyoming, which means all 50 states are now reporting coronavirus deaths.
There are now more than 1.9 million cases around the world and more than 118,000 deaths. Well, a new drive-through coronavirus testing site is opening up in the San Fernando Valley, and the city has provided a list of some things you need to know before you get tested. The city of LA provided this video. It walks you through what to expect during a drive-through test. You are urged not to eat, drink, or use mouthwash or chew gum at least 1 hour prior to testing. And here's what's in the test kit.
A collection swab, a test tube with liquid in it, a small biohazard bag, a bubble wrap pouch, and a larger biohazard bag.
The county is only offering free tests to people who have symptoms and make appointments online. Test availability is growing, though. Starting today, a drive-through test is being held at Councilman David Ryu's office in Sherman Oaks. Visit mendhomeclinic.com to sign up. 2 of LA's animal shelters are now closed. The North Central Animal Services Center in Lincoln Heights is shut down, along with the West Valley facility in Chatsworth. Some of the animals were taken into foster homes, adopted, or returned to their owners.
Oh, wow.
The rest were moved to one of the city's other 4 shelters. On Friday, Mayor Garcetti said the decision to close is a safety precaution for employees. Well, a lot of us are using video conferencing for business and, yes, pleasure as well.
So how do you look your best? We have some tips before your next Zoom meeting.
Plus, Burger King is grilling students with educational questions, what they could get if they answer them correctly. Well, while many people are being let go from their jobs, there are other companies that are hiring.
Yeah, Amazon, for example, is adding 75,000 more employees to help keep up with customer demand during the coronavirus pandemic. The online retail giant already added 100,000 employees for its distribution centers in the last month. These are both full and part-time jobs. We have more information about other companies hiring right now on KCAL9.com.
Well, students can get a free Whopper from Burger King every day for answering an educational question correctly. The promotion is underway right now and runs through next Monday. Each day, a question will show up on the Burger King's social media pages. If the student gets it right, they'll get a promotional code on BK's app for a free Whopper with any purchase. Burger King says it wants to reward students who are continuing to study hard during the coronavirus pandemic.
A 93-year-old Pennsylvania woman is making a desperate plea for one thing while she's in isolation. She wants more beer. Olive Veranosi held up a beer can and a sign saying she needs more beer. A relative posted this picture online, and since then, the beer has been flowing Olive's way.
I have a beer every night. I got some in there now. Do you want one? Something to relax, you know. I think it's nice. Something for a young lady.
A young lady, I love her spirit. Molson Coors delivered, and they just sent, by the way, Olive's 10 cases of her favorite beer, so her supplies shouldn't run out anytime soon.
She
She's
likes
good
a
to
good
go.
Coors Light, indeed.
And these days, more and more people are having to connect virtually, like through Skype. And you're not alone in wanting, well, the most flattering shot. I'm Jasmine Beal, and coming up, a tech expert shares his tips on looking your best in front of the camera.
And coming up in sports, on the anniversary of his final game, we'll take a look back at Kobe Bryant's incredible performance that capped an incredible career. That's next in sports.
Whatever you do, if you're still feeling like your iPhone or laptop camera just isn't doing you any favors, just know you're not alone. I'm Jasmine Beal, KCAL9 News.
I've given up. I don't even care anymore.
But the tricks we learned in that story, right?
But that's so
We'll
useful.
start using some of those.
Useful information.
Indeed.
Pretty soon you'll have a studio all set up. Well, the NBA may have a plan in mind to restart the season.
Jamie Maggio is live with more on what the NBA has in mind once the pandemic settles. Jamie?
Yeah.
The coronavirus is impacting so many businesses, and a lot of them are giving back.
The cheerful surprise for thousands of people in one state. Next.
Sky 9 Map Tracker, real-time street mapping, the latest in breaking news coverage, pursuits, fires, floods. See exactly where breaking news is happening with Sky 9 Map Tracker on KCAL9 News.
Some special deliveries are showing up on doorsteps across Utah. Coronavirus left one of the state's largest nurseries with a lot of flowers and very few orders. so it's just giving those flowers away.
Yeah, volunteers have been dropping them off at nursing homes, hospitals, and the homes of veterans and healthcare workers. They're giving out 27,000 bouquets in all, and each one comes with a note that says, "Let's keep growing together as a community."
Very nice.
That is so sweet and so kind. We want to thank you for watching KCAL9 News at 4. The People's Court is next.
And we'll see you again tonight for more news. KCAL9 News at 8, 9, and 10. Enjoy the afternoon, everybody.
Bye.